Wow, wow, wow. Do we have something special to share with you today? First, let me give a little context to what's happening here. Several times a week, we get together on Zoom with some friends and highly skilled astral travelers. For those that aren't familiar with astral travel, you can think of it like the space in your imagination that you go to when you meditate or spend quiet time alone with yourself. It's like accessing the space between the space of your consciousness. And it's a very vast space, literally unlimited and infinite. And since we're all connected through the unity consciousness field, we're able to share this space with friends if we set the intention to do so. And so, in a way, you can think of our little adventures sort of like a D&D game campaign, although I'd probably prefer a better term. Most people know what D&D is. You have a campaign master that leads a group of players through what D&D calls it a dungeon, but really it's any story of your choice and normally encounter mythical creatures, fighting bad guys, and ultimately leading to an end goal of some kind. Well, for this group, Alobar Jones is our dungeon master, and at any point in time, we have several campaigns that we sort of work on concurrently, both on and off the Zoom call field or flight team, if you will. Since the space we work in can be accessed through meditation, we also individually work on things in between meetings. And we report back on our findings and individual research and decide as a team what we want to work on together when we meet on Zoom. And ultimately, our overall mission is to protect and serve humanity and the planet by liberating all of its inhabitants from the dark forces that have been prevalent for millennia. And we fully intend that once the job is complete on Earth, there are certainly other planets and other galaxies that could benefit from this kind of service. So, in a way, I suppose you could call us a group of intergalactic Avengers and intelligence operations teams in service to organic life, divine love, and restoring the original divine blueprints of all organic life everywhere. And so, the campaign we've been working on lately has to do with false light and eliminating false light from the planet to free up our true nature as infinite creator beings. At some point, a distortion to the true light paradigms was introduced here. And over time, through manipulation and control mechanisms, these distortions grew bigger and stronger, eventually taking over many systems and constructs by which we all live our daily lives. You know, they say changes happen first energetically and then physically. So our goal is to energetically take down the infrastructure, distortions, and control mechanisms that keep all of these manipulations functioning so that changes are more readily available and likely to be made on the physical plane. And as a result, these manipulations keep us running on the hamster wheel in a sense. And so it's very important to us that we break down these systems so that we can free ourselves in a lot of ways. So today's mission was quite large, as it's taken us a while to gather the intel required to take on a job of this size. But we essentially called in every single contract affecting any organic creature inhabiting the planet, and we burned it all. Mother Earth, as well as the sun and the rest of our solar system, including its inhabitants, we're all kind of fed up with all the insanity here. And so um, these other energetic beings, the representations of their consciousness, have enlisted our help to resolve and heal all of the trauma that's been caused by all the naughty influences that have set up shop here and ultimately have been consuming all of our energy, feeding us fear, scarcity, and lack mentality for generations beyond generations for as long as we're aware of. Now, you'll hear it referred to in this video as demonic influence, but that's just a religious interpretation of the negative influence that's really at play. There are other ways to look at it, and remember, we interpret things based on how we've tuned our frequency. So, from another standpoint, this is all just part of the game that we set up for ourselves, and we're very happy to be in a position that we are, leveraging our skill set against the unseen forces that steer our subconscious beliefs and set up traps for us to siphon our energy, leaving us very little to build our creations, live out our dreams, and embody our truly highest potential. So, in order to advance to the next levels of conscious awareness, it's important to clear out the cobwebs, so to speak. And this is just another high level way to do that. The freed up space will empower your energetic body to increase the capacity by which it can operate by bringing forgotten systems, gifts, and abilities back online into your awareness. I operate from a pretty macro level on these missions, and I'm kind of a unique breed because I have the ability to tap into either the macro or the micro and hold space for both sides, while someone else kind of busts through the middle ground, which is where I find myself quite often. And you'll hear us talk about extending ourselves beyond the solar system to bring in more layers of contracts that have affected us, basically on a multidimensional level. But when we got to this part, I saw a giant golden ring around the solar system, and it created a vortex with the 0 point at our local sun. So it was at this point I decided that I was going to focus on purifying within the solar system while the team was clearing contracts beyond it. And so I just wanted to share a few of the intentions that I was anchoring in as we did this. And as I mentioned, it's taken time to gather intel for these high level objectives. And so in a way, I'm sending credit to all those that have been walking the path of learning with me, as it's been a really fun adventure to witness my own growth process and embody these high level objectives in service to the collective. We know that as within, so without. So as the group clears without, I set the intentions to purify within. And feel free as I walk through this list to breathe deeply into your central column. This is where your divinity is stored. Remembering that you are a sovereign creator being, and you may choose to embody this healing if you wish, at your own pace and in whatever way that's most comfortable for you, always guided and directed by your higher self and the highest good. So please pardon me while I do the same. Oh, opening up the field of sovereignty. As I step into my central channel, I align it with my higher self, with my oversoul, with my true north, and with my highest timeline possible. Embodying these codes at the cellular level, I command my vessel to integrate deeply with the knowledge and wisdom being shared here across all of the lifetimes, timelines, spaces, dimensions, and realities. Calling in all parts of myself, every single, all parts of myself. Across all of the lifetimes, timelines, spaces, dimensions, and realities, anchoring into this present here and now, into this conscious awareness, into the divinity that is my creation. With the power of all that I am, so it is. It is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Expressing so much love and gratitude as we anchor in this presence and step into this field of deep healing and clarity. And so, in this vortex of clarity, we started with clearing all diamond DNA portals, removing every single negative influence or interference of any kind, sealing portals that don't belong, revitalizing diamond DNA codes, and restoring proper circulation as we oxygenate new life within us. Just feeling that circulation flow through you as it washes out any density that does not belong. restructuring and reclaiming all layers, levels, and dimensions of any false light paradigm, any matrix holding these codes on this planet and all others, refilling all of those matrices with diamond crystalline codes and reawakening remembrance at all levels of consciousness. Gently suctioning all cellular memory from the human collective with any ties to these contracts and agreements, deeply and completely cleansing it all, and extending that beyond humans into the realms of plant, mineral, and animal, radiating brilliantly through all the many grids within the planet. Removing all illusions and destabilizing every single mechanism, every construct, all layers of the system that contribute to lies, manipulations, and untruths of any kind. All those mechanisms that subconsciously drive us, releasing it all, and allowing it to move through you and to exit your awareness with ease and grace, sending it off with love and blessings in service to the highest good of every all, empowering all organic life, all divine truth within us, restoring all original organic divine blueprints across all lifetimes, timelines, spaces, dimensions, and realities, and clearing every single all sub-energetic systems from both the planet and all of its inhabitants. This includes all the systems that we're aware of and those we're not aware of, including chakras, auras, meridians, all of our internal biological anatomy, and every layer of our existence, including the water and electrical currents that operate our very animation, gifting us the ability to live. Allowing all this to move through you with ease and grace. Through all of your energetic bodies, all of your conscious awareness, as well as all physical and utility systems at every level between the micro and the macro, from individual to collective, including power, water, sewer, gas, transportation, telecommunications, and technology of all kinds, at all levels, every single element that makes up every level of these systems has effectively gotten an energetic cleanse and reboot with this massive clearing that the team just completed. Oh, that feels so big. But so wonderful at the same time. So thank you, thank you, thank you to the team, to my friends that have been gaining knowledge and experience right alongside me, to all my mentors and guides and spirit teams that line up with me to do this work. I'm so very grateful for all of it. This life is just absolutely wonderful, and we're enjoying every second as we play the game of life to its fullest. And all the mystical realms are so happy as well. I'm hearing my team say, no more crying angels. We're ready to step into our fullest wonderment and embody truly happily ever after once and for all. Oh, so just taking another moment to express gratitude as that washes through. So take a listen to the team's recap of the mission we completed Thursday, December 5th, US time. With the help of Mother, Father, Son, we stood witness as the Holy Trinity recovered and destroyed all contracts not in service to the highest good of every all. It was a big job, and we anticipate it might come in layers, as clearing every single agreement across all lifetimes, timelines, spaces, dimensions, and realities is just absolutely massive and probably beyond our comprehension. So it's possible that this could be the first in a line of similar requests, but Gaia and the Sun needed a break to process all of the energy that we cleared up. So perhaps they'll call us back to complete the same procedure, or perhaps we'll figure out a way to replicate the energetic template and automate the process. But ultimately, the only limit is our imagination and our belief in ourselves. So if you believe in us and want to support our work, please follow the link in the description box to learn more about how you can support us. We love every single one of you, and we're so, so grateful to be here with you. If you like what you see and have an interest in joining the team, the prerequisite to build up your meditation skills to the level that this work requires is to join Alobar's astral travel class. It's about a year-long course, and all the graduates are extended an invitation to join the flight team. The skills you will learn in the class are absolutely invaluable and beyond measure, and really will help you in every aspect of your life if you just apply yourself and utilize the tools. He's a great guy and a fun teacher. You'll really love it. So go to alobarjones.com for more information. He has a new cohort of students starting up at the end of January. We hope to see you around. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
It was a massive mission. I don't think we'll see another one like it, though. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But I did want to bring everybody here so that we could tell you about it, because way more happened than I can possibly remember or possibly tell you about. So I'll backtrack and go back to the last mission we did, and then this mission will make sense. Right? So the false light matrix had multiple anchors on the globe. And yesterday we flew out there and we pulled up the last anchor and the massive black cube technology that was anchored to the Earth from it, and all of the feed lines that go back to a galactic location. Because Earth is being siphoned to whatever end we're not even clear. However, what we did was we cut those siphon lines and then dissolved the fist, is the only word I can describe it, that punched into Earth and was able to connect and withdraw everything. I did all the work to dissolve that that last part of the lead-in, and the rest of the team did a lot of work dissolving everything that all of the feed lines, everything that was anchored by that fist. It's the only way to describe it. Emotionally, it had all of the finesse of a fist. But we took that out, and the clip-off is still here. The false light matrix is still here. So what do we find? It's being held in by demonic contract. And we started to dissolve some demonic contract when we came to the greatest perpetrator of all of demonic contract, Lucky Luke himself. We got him into a courtroom with the intelligence of Mother Earth and the Sun as well to back her up, I should say. And I don't remember all of the contracts we found. Do you guys want to tell that story?
There was the contract between scientists and the manufacturing of drugs. So hopefully we can go back to more plant medicine.
Lucky Luke was involved in that.
There was millions of others.
Millions of souls captured.
Yeah, and we were able to return them to a rehabilitation program run by Mother Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poverty, there were 79 million contracts, or a little bit over 79 million, specific to humanity, specific to humans.
And 150 million all together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and another 75 odd million that were related to all of the other mystical beings here, be they angelic, alien, mystical, magical, whatever the hell they were. Like,
And dragons.
yeah, lots of dragon, it managed to suppress the extra dimensional dragons that are here on Earth. He managed to suppress the giants that are here on Earth. There were contracts relating to giants. There were contracts relating to the Pleiadians and the Arcturians. There were
Everyone, just everything and everyone.
Yeah.
And I get
He's
it was like 90% of all the contracts seemed like it was belonged to only 10% of them.
Yeah, he had massive numbers of contracts to do with the Illuminati and the elites. Like, they seem to be just doing handshake deals over anything and everything. And just the amount of paper that came through with 150 million contracts was obscene. And Gaia was complaining a lot that, like, what have you done to me? Why would you leave me with all this paperwork? And she looked like an accountant who's been banished to the basement until she's finished. It was not cool. It was not cool, but I don't know any other way for it to be handled.
They were hidden in Ziploc bags. They were hidden in hidden pockets behind.
Any way you could hide something, it's the way it was hidden.
Yeah, pocket dimensions, underneath his fur, in his aura, in sigils, like, you name it. He hid them there.
And there was some to the galactic AI who was very upset.
Yeah, they had a few too.
Well, look, I count it as a good day when you upset the galactic AI.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was a sorting process of what appeared to be batteries were actually souls. So those were taken to one place, contracts to another, a dissolving pool for the demons. And just this, it went on and on and on, just sorting and sorting and sorting until, well, we're not sure if we're complete, but we're close to being complete.
And I can't believe it, but a lot of the demons jumped into the dissolving pool voluntarily after we took everything from them.
Yeah, if I don't have this contract, who am I? It's like they just lost their life savings at the casino and then go jump off the bridge.
Yeah. But en masse.
Yeah.
And they're marked. Any stragglers are marked.
Yeah, we've got another program that's hunting down. We have a sort of a list of all the demons in existence, and so we just want to make sure that there's no extras or stragglers or strays that we find through these contracts.
Well, that many pieces of paper, there were a lot of tree souls that were reclaimed as well. So she guy's happy about that, even though it's a lot of paper.
Yeah, well,
also from Saturn, we got a lot of contracts off of Saturn. I remember that.
What did you see from Ireland?
I saw contracts that were coming out of Ireland, which I thought that was strange, from Mecca.
Yeah, that was not a surprise.
Vatican was a one too.
The Summer Palace, so the Winter Palace in Beijing. There's another one. There's another palace in Tokyo they came out of. Like, it seems like all rulership needs to make some sort of deal with Lucky Luke himself.
By the
Washington D.C. And Washington D.C. I saw some contracts coming out
on the floor on a ball crying, and it was awesome.
There's a lot coming out of the underworld as well.
Well, it was beyond just our solar system as well. Like, when we got to the part where somebody was asking, do we want to keep going? Like, I'm seeing it like way beyond. I kind of saw I saw a vortex kind of form like around the sun. And so like there was an interesting point of, oh, I don't know what to call that. I was using it as a point of purity cleansing though. So like as you guys were pulling things in from outside the solar system, like I was setting intentions to clean and purify within. And that extends to, not only Gaia, but all the other planets as well. So I have a whole list of intentions of clarity and purification that was part of that as well. So that was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, and we also came across some contracts to supply slaves outside of our solar system and body parts that they were particularly interested in. Like it's
Oh, well,
just
the human
yeah,
side.
yeah, no, human trafficking on an industrial scale.
Yeah. And the thing about these contracts is that they think that gives them permission to do whatever. And so, going along with their belief, the contracts no longer exist.
What's funny is I've got a really big question mark about this. They are following a code. They are following a legal system. Right? That's why they don't do anything without a contract, without some sort of legal backing or legal legal right, I think is the word. I don't know, some paper that says they can do it, but they won't do anything without paper. And it really boggles me because, like, for clearly not just unethical, like ethicsless group, seems to think that this is a replacement for that, or this is a necessary thing. Where when you look at it, you sort of see barbarians at the gate, and they'll bite into anything that they can get their hands on. But then you have this legal question that really boggles me, like why paper to them is power, and I don't understand it. Like there's something about they're following a legal code that we don't have access to, or we haven't been educated on. Right? It's a very, very strange phenomenon.
Yeah.
But yeah, for them contracts are everything. But as soon as you expose them to the light, they're all invalid. Fundamentally, because Earth is a free will zone, and every contract is specifically designed to limit your free will. Therefore, it is invalidated by its presence here.
Feels like a mechanism of some kind of narcissistic game. So I think it's really empowering that we're shining light on all of this on a lot of levels.
Yeah, well said.
On some level, people have to agree with a contract or a blood oath or whatever it is. Most of us don't know that we've agreed to it, of course.
Well, yeah, and in my private, like there's overt ones where you're standing, under the full moon, shouting at the sky and cutting your hand open and giving blood to the altar of a demon god. Like there's those overt ones, but these guys are also really, really sneaky. They'll find you at your lowest moment.
Yeah.
They'll find you at your weakest point and go, "Do you just want a friend?"
Yeah.
And they'll say it to you subconsciously, just whisper it in your mind. And when you say yes to it, right to go. Let's get started. I'm the friend who's going to take all of your happiness, all of your joy, and turn it into misery and sad. But all they go is, "Would you like a friend? Do you want some help?" That's how it starts. And from that first contract, they then write this. They make up all of the other contracts that they're into.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal thing to see and understand.
Yeah. Very subtle. I don't think of it as permission anymore. I think of it as trickery and playing on. Yeah, it's a scam.
It's a scam.
Well, when you look at what the so-called elites, the WEF, UN, the WHO, our governments, if you haven't objected to something, then you've accepted it.
Right.
Which, and people don't know that there was something there they had to object to.
Yeah. like the UN.
That's what it is.
Well,
It's
look,
just
yeah. Well, it's a double-pronged thing, because silence is consent, but also once you object to it, you acknowledge that it's true. So therefore, it's already happened, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's a and the other choice is to agree, which is also not helpful. But they seem that, for whatever reason, they seem to think that covering their legal basis is important to them, and I don't. Yeah, there's a why that is still a puzzle. However, we're still able to act within that system, and we cleared. Lucifer had 150 million contracts with the Earth, and we don't know what happens now, but it's quite likely to be a very, very big deal.
I think it's worth mentioning that we smashed his skull to
Well,
ensure that
yeah.
no further interference would be possible, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, look, and I lent you Thor's hammer to do that. Thanks, Lenny. That was an awesome job. But after that, I saw him collapse, and I just thought, too good to be true. But, too good to be true. However, like, over the millennia that he's been collecting contracts, right? Every contract is kind of like, oh, that person's will, that person's strength, this person's fervor, and I want that person's flexibility. And what he's done with each contract is just add to himself and become a much greater, bigger, stronger, greater being than he would otherwise have been. But losing 150 million contracts, he went from, 50-foot megalith to 2-foot tall thing
Goblin.
that was running for its life. A goblin who was running for his life. Yeah, goblin's the perfect word for him. He's just an overgrown goblin. That's how we understand Lucifer. Yeah. But so maybe in that state, a good crack on the head with Thor's hammer would make all the difference, would finalize it. But I've seen Lucifer's corpse before, and still he lives on. So this chapter's not close. Like, this is not the first time I've seen Lucifer's corpse. So and it turned out to be, again, too good to be true. But we are getting to a space where these things are feasible. These options are open to us, and these actions are being taken. You'll love it.
Well, everything,
I just wanted to. Yeah.
Everything I do is about being across all lifetimes, timelines, spaces, dimensions, and realities. So those are the frequencies I'm bringing to the table. Let's hope for the best and believe it's possible.
Well, look, I just wanted to say, yay, team! Like, death to Lucifer. It's a great victory, and I just wanted to share it with you all.
Just one thing there, Alobar, that perhaps we could all look at how to null and void all these contracts that are done in secrecy, that people don't actually know about them. But as you said, by our silence,
unelected representatives in a room making agreements about all of us and not telling us. Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds like another mission, bro.
Because it can't possibly be lawful.
Yeah, we don't want another Lucifer to build up.
Well, I actually think you're really onto it there, because they do like to have their legal ducks in a row before they take action. And if we can undermine that, then that will paralyze them until they can get all those idiots in a room to make the same agreements again.
Hmm.
Put it on the list.
Yeah, but idiots, collaborators, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, if there's any of them watching, your time will come, mate. We're coming for you. Yeah. Anyway, anything else anyone wants to say before we go?
Pretty in pink.
That's right. Every demon that came into the courtroom, we sprayed them with pink paint with glitter in it.
Yeah, and sprinkles.
Yeah, with sprinkles of glitter. It was
you can't escape the sprinkles, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, just so we can mark them. And I think that's why so many of them suicided directly afterwards, you know. It's like the demonic tar and feathering that you'll never live down.
I like to call the glitter sparkle farts in my unicorn.
What? What?
Yeah, right.
Incredible.
You never have too many sparkle farts, do you? And on that note, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you around. Bye for now.
Okay.